Welcome, friends. Today we will learn about the topic Societal Impacts, Unit 4 of Subject IP. Here in Part 1, we will learn about digital footprints, netiquettes, and data protection. So, in the first topic, that is digital footprint. Digital footprints are the records and traces individuals' activities as they use the internet, right? Your interaction, our interaction on social media, our friend circle on social media sites we visited, online purchases, locations visited through the Facebook check-ins, etc. All make up our digital footprint. Whatever we are doing on the internet, that creates digital footprint. How to manage those digital footprints? The first thing is know what your digital footprint is. First thing, we have to know what is digital footprint. Second is e-behave responsibly. We should be smart and sensible enough to know which site we are visiting, which emails we are sending, and what links we open. Next is keep your digital footprint clean. Carefully go through our social media handles, past browsing history on YouTube and other public sites, and do the following things: remove any photo, content, and links that may be inappropriate. Next is keep your digital footprint clean. We have seen that. Allow comment moderation. Allow comment moderation. Consider using the block comments features or setting you on our social media networking profile to private so that designated individuals can view our information. These are known as comment moderation. Think before we post. Whatever we are posting, we have to know about what we are posting. All the above mentioned steps are to be controlled what has been done earlier. But if we are cautious and think before we post anything online, our digital footprint will be clean. We have to be very careful about what we are sharing online, where we are sharing, and with whom we are sharing. And in some cases, we have to be very smart about what kind of sites we visit, what kind of emails we have to open or not, the links we have to access or not. In those cases, we have to be very smart. We have to know about those websites, those emails which are inappropriate, or we don't have to open, and what kind of emails we can open. The next thing is netiquettes. The word netiquette derives from the combination of net and etiquettes. So it becomes netiquette. It refers to online manners while using internet or working online. Right? In short, it is known as netiquettes. Basic rules of netiquettes. The first is refrain from personal abuse. If you disagree to something, if you disagree to something, you may express robust disagreement, but never call them names or threaten them with personal violence. Never spam. That is, don't repeatedly post. Don't repeatedly post the same advertisement or message or product information, services. Write clearly and concisely. Write clearly and concisely. On a site that has many non-native English speakers, avoid using slang they may not understand. Avoid using those slangs which may not understand by those people. Next is always stick to your topic. Always stick to your topic. Don't divert yourself from the topic. Whenever you are on the discussion forum, talk about or write about the topic only. Do not post the copyrighted material. The copyrighted material is an intellectual property of some other people who have created that. So we have to take permission from the copyright holder before using them. Enclose or enclose the copyrighted information that we are using and cite its source. Another thing is email etiquettes. Be conscious and to the point. Add an email disclaimer. Email disclaimer is what? Email disclaimer in our internal or external mails can help protect us from liability if we inadvertently forwarded a virus by email. Right? Handle abbreviation and emoticons carefully. In business emails, use of abbreviations such like BTW. By the way, in short, we always write BTW. So in place of by the way, the emoticons we share like smiley faces, thumbs up, is generally inappropriate. So don't use them. And the next one is gender sensitivity. We have to use gender neutral words while writing on internet. Gender neutral means for the man and woman we can write person. For chairman we can write chairperson or coordinator. For dear in respect of dear sir, if we want to write dear sir, dear madam, for that we can write dear service representative, dear editor, to whom it may concern. We can use such kind of word combination that is known as gender neutral words. Data protection. Data protection is the process of safeguarding important information from corruption and compromise or loss. There are many there now the time we can see the data is traveling through the internet. So what is the need in the internet era? The need is to protect the data. The data may have different type of threats like virus, trojan, virus. There are two viruses are in your syllabus, trojan and worm. Viruses are nothing. Viruses are the simple programs or malicious program. We can say malicious program which try to affect the processing of your computer. Right. So Trojan is a type of virus or it is a type of program that appears harmless. Trojan appears harmless, but it has their hidden side effects. It has its hidden side effects. In the background, it works and affect our computer processing. And the second one is worm. Worm is a self-replicating program. That means it creates the copies of itself and try to eat up the complete memory of your system. Next one is spyware. Spyware is a type of software which is installed on your computer to spy on your activities and report this data to the people willing to pay for it. Try to steal the information of others or try to uh, access the activities of others and report those activity to some other people who want to pay for that. That is known as that kind of softwares are known as spyware. Next one is adware. These are also the program that delivers unwanted ads to your computer in the form of pop-ups. They consume your network bandwidth. Adware is similar to spyware. However, it may be installed with your consent. However, It may be installed with your consent, so it is advised that you thoroughly read the installation agreement before you allow installation of such software. Next one is spamming. Spamming means to sending of bulk emails by an identified or unidentified source in non-malicious form. Bulk advertising emails is sent to many accounts in malicious form. The attackers keeps on sending bulk mail until the mail server runs out of disk space. Right? Now, PC intrusion. PC intrusion, where every PC is connected to internet, we know. Now the time every PC is connected to internet. It is the potential target for hackers. But when we are connected to the world, there are many hackers. They want to target your system to access your systems. Computers are under constant attack from the cyber vandals. PC intrusion can occur in any of the following forms. There are three forms written here: denial of service attack, sweeping, and password getting guessing. Sorry, guessing. Sweeping attack. If we will talk about the denial of service attack, this type of attacks eats up all the resources of your system. Eats up all the resources of your system. Your resources are the parts of computer, your different things of your computer. It eats up all the resources of your system, and the system or application come to be to a halt, and your application become halt. Example of such an attack is flooding a system with a junk mail. Many junk mail coming to your email account or to your account, that is known as denial of service attack, and you are not able to mail, you are not able to work or with your email. It is denial of service attack. Sweeping. This is another malicious program used by the hackers. This is also a malicious program used by hackers. It sweeps, delete all data from your system. In sweeping means just like brooming your room, removing dust and particles. In the same manner, sweeping removes the data from your system or delete the data from your system. The next one is password guessing. Most hackers crack to guess passwords also or passwords of your system accounts and gain entry to remote computer system, and then they use it for causing damages in one or another form. Right? Next thing is farming. Farming is an attack in which hackers attempt to redirect a website's traffic to another bogus website. You are clicking on you are trying to open some other website, but it redirects you to some other website. Okay, whenever you want to access some website and you enter or you click on go, it take you up to some other website. That is known as farming. Through farming attack, the attackers point you to a malicious and illegitimate website by redirecting the legitimate URL. Even if the URL is entered correctly, it can still be redirected to a fake website. Right? This is farming. In case of phishing, in case of phishing, is another way to trick unsuspecting users where legitimate looking emails are sent to the users. As soon as recipient opens click on the links in the email attachment, the user is directed to fake website without his or her knowledge. Like farming, phishing also take place generally to obtain personal financial data or information. There are two different ways to protect the data. active protection and preventive measures. In active protection, we can install the antivirus software, anti-spyware software. We can update our system regularly. Authorization means whenever we want to access some website, we must have some username. That username is authorized username to you. And authentication means you are having one password along with the username, so that you will be the authenticated user for that website who is having a username and password. Firewall. Firewall comes in the form of software or hardware which blocks the unwanted entry to your system. Whenever somebody wants to come into your system, it does not allow them. Backup files. We have to take backup or keep the store of the files of our system to some other drives like hard disk, external hard disk, pen drive, CD, DVDs, Blu-ray disk, so that our data will be backed in some other devices. Whenever our system halts, we can use that data. We can restore the data from the backup media. Preventive measures are also there. In preventive measures, we can disable cookies. Whenever we access the internet, some cookies are installed in our system which can trace your activities. So we have to disable the cookies of in the browser or our system. Download files carefully. We have to be very careful while downloading the file, pictures from the or games from the from any website. Be careful about emails. We have to be very careful about the email, what kind of emails we are using, accessing, and what kind of emails we have to open. Keep our system up to date. We have to keep our system up to date. Such different kind of software must be there, like utility software. File permissions, we have to give file permissions according to our requirement. Just like wherever I want to create, I have created some document and I want to share with my friends to view only, so I am giving the permission to read only the file. They cannot edit that. If I am allowing them to edit, they can edit it. These are the file permission. So thank you so much. Here we have learned three topics: digital footprint, netiquettes, and data protection, along with the threats. So thank you very much. We will come soon again with part 2 of societal impacts. Thank you.